Have you ever heard of the ancient Roman philosophers? They were very wise thinkers who lived a long time ago and had many ideas about how to live well. Unfortunately, many of these precious lessons are learned by people only after many years. But today, let's talk about these ideas in a simple and fun way, as if we were exchanging stickers. Let's discover together the 10 life lessons that ancient Roman philosophers wanted us to know from an early age. Arrogant speeches. Did you know that talking loudly and bragging too much can show someone to be weak? When a person feels the need to show off and constantly talk about their achievements, this can be a sign of insecurity and fragility. They try to compensate for their internal doubts by seeking external approval and recognition. On the other hand, really strong and amazing people don't need to show off. They stay quiet and let their actions speak for them. These people have a quiet confidence and don't feel the need to prove anything to anyone. They know that their abilities and achievements are evident through their behaviors and results. When someone is really good at something, they don't need to boast about it. For example, a talented athlete does not need to brag about his victories. Their medals and performances speak for themselves. A brilliant student doesn't need to advertise his high grades. Their knowledge and understanding of the subjects are evident in their participation and results. Attitudes and results demonstrate a person's true strength and ability. Genuine confidence comes from within and is shown through consistent actions, hard work, and dedication. When you act with humility, people around you notice and respect your true abilities. So remember, true greatness lies in acting with confidence and humility without needing to brag. Let your actions and accomplishments speak for you. True strength is not in loud words, but in silent and effective actions. Be someone who inspires through example, not through empty words. You know, sometimes the things that seem hardest to bear end up becoming the most precious memories in life. Imagine that sunny day when you decided to learn to ride a bike. At first, it was quite complicated. You tripped and fell a few times. It seemed like you would never make it, but you didn't give up. With time and a lot of determination, you were finally able to pedal alone, feeling a mixture of joy and relief. Or think about that time you faced a huge challenge at school, like a difficult assignment or a class presentation. At first, you were nervous and insecure, but with a lot of effort and help from your teachers, you overcame everything. Remember the feeling of pride and accomplishment when everything went well? These moments were difficult at the time, but they turned into sweet, special memories that you will cherish forever. It's funny how the things that challenge us the most end up being the things we value the most later. They teach us important lessons about persistence, courage, and overcoming. These memories are not just memories, they are stories that make us smile every time we think about them. Imagine you are at a party full of people. You are having fun, chatting with your friends, and dancing to the music. Suddenly, you notice someone looking at you with a critical eye, as if they don't like you very much. You start to worry, wondering if you did something wrong or if you should change something about yourself. But then you remember an important thing your grandmother used to say: "Don't worry too much if someone doesn't like you. Their opinion is their problem, not yours." These words make you think. You realize you can't control what others think or feel about you. What matters is how you feel about yourself and the people who really care about you. So, you decide to follow your grandmother's advice. You continue to enjoy the party, being yourself and surrounding yourself with people who make you happy. You realize that being authentic is much more important than trying to please everyone. And little by little, that concern about other people's opinions diminishes, because you know that the most important thing is to be true to yourself and who you choose to be around. This way, you learn a valuable lesson. Life is much lighter when you accept yourself as you are and surround yourself with people who value you for who you are. Sometimes, we feel sadder thinking about the things we imagine than what actually happens. It's like when we lie in bed at night and start to imagine that there's a monster hiding underneath, waiting to scare us. The heart starts to beat faster, the shadows in the room seem darker, and we feel scared. But when we finally get the courage and look under the bed, there's nothing there. It was just our imagination playing with us. Sometimes, it's also like this with everyday worries and fears. We keep thinking and imagining so many things that could go wrong that we feel sad before they even happen. For example, we can imagine that a friend is upset with us just because he didn't smile at school today. But maybe he was just tired or distracted by something. Our imagination is powerful, but it often makes us suffer more than real problems. It is important to remember that not everything we think or imagine corresponds to reality. Sometimes we need to look under the bed to see that there are no monsters there and face our worries to realize that they are not as big as they seemed. Let's imagine a situation. You are about to take a test at school that you studied hard to pass. You are nervous because you really want to get a good grade. Before starting the test, you take a deep breath and remember your mother's advice. Stay calm and take things as they are. Don't fool yourself into thinking it's going to be easy, but don't get discouraged before you start either. Then, you start answering the test questions one by one. Some questions are difficult, but you focus and do your best. At some point, you catch yourself thinking that maybe it's not going as well as you expected. You could delude yourself into thinking that you will get a bad grade or give up and not try again. But you remember your mother's advice and decide to face reality. You studied hard and are trying your hardest. When you finish the test and hand it to the teacher, you feel relieved, regardless of the result. You know you did your best and faced the situation head-on, without illusions. Just like in the test, in life it is also important to remain calm and face things as they are. Sometimes situations may seem difficult or challenging, but facing them with determination and realism helps you better deal with whatever outcome comes your way. This attitude helps you grow and learn no matter what. You know, growing and getting better at something is like planting a seed and taking care of it. Sometimes, we face difficult challenges and complicated moments, but that's what makes us learn and become stronger. Think about Lara's story. She loved drawing since she was little, but always found it difficult to draw hands and feet. When she tried, it never seemed to turn out the way she wanted. Lara would get frustrated and think about giving up at times, but her mother would always say, "Lara, it's in the hard times that you learn the most. Keep practicing and you'll get better." So, Lara decided not to give up. She practiced every day, drawing hands and feet from every possible angle, and little by little she got better. It took a while, but one day, looking at her old and new drawings, Lara realized how she had grown as an artist. She had learned that every challenge was a chance to improve, and every mistake was an opportunity to learn something new. Just like Lara, when we face difficulties and challenges, we grow. It's as if each challenge was another step on the ladder of growth and learning. So, remember, don't be afraid of challenges, because they are where we become better at what we do. Imagine you are at school and your friends decide to play hide and seek during recess. Everyone runs to different hiding spots, but you realize they're all going to the same place, behind the bushes near the gate. Some friends tell you to go along, but something inside you thinks that maybe it's not the best idea. Then you remember what your grandmother always said, "Don't follow others just because, choose your own path carefully." You decide to follow your instinct and choose a different hiding spot, behind the stairs near the courtyard. At first, you're a little nervous about whether it's right or not, but after a few minutes, you realize it was a great decision. While your friends are found quickly, you manage to stay hidden until the end of the game. And when everyone goes looking and you appear from your hiding place, everyone is surprised and praises you for your brilliant idea. You feel happy that you trusted yourself and chose a different path than others. This story shows how important it is to trust yourself and not follow others blindly. Sometimes what seems like the easiest or most popular path may not be the best one for you. It's by carefully choosing your own path that you can discover incredible things and stand out in unique ways. It's cool to hear what other people think, because sometimes they have cool ideas that we hadn't thought of before. But it's important to trust your own opinion a lot too. Think of Maria, for example. She loved drawing and always showed her drawings to her friends at school. One day, a colleague said he didn't like one of her drawings, and Maria was sad. But her teacher said, "Maria, you draw with so much love and creativity. Trust in what you love to do." From then on, Maria started listening to her friends' comments, but always trusted what she really liked to draw. She learned that it's good to consider other people's opinions, but it's also important to be true to your own tastes and feelings. Furthermore, being kind to everyone also makes a big difference. When we treat others with kindness and respect, everyone feels better and happier. So, remember, listen to what others have to say, trust your own opinion, and always be kind to everyone around you. Imagine you are on a sunny field, ready to play football with your friends. You are determined to score an incredible goal. During the game, you receive the ball and make a strong shot towards the goal, but end up missing the target. You feel frustrated and disappointed in yourself, thinking that everything is going wrong. It is at this moment that his older friend approaches, an experienced player who has already played many games like this. He puts his hand on your shoulder and says calmly, "You know, true power isn't in controlling what happens around you, it's in how you think and react to situations." His words resonate in your mind as the game continues. You decide to follow your friend's advice. Instead of focusing on the missed shot error, you begin to observe the game more closely. You study your friend's plays, learn from mistakes, and look for new strategies to help your team advance on the field. At the end of the game, even if your team didn't win, you feel proud. You realize that the real power was in how you chose to deal with adversity, maintaining a positive and constructive mindset. You learned that sometimes things don't go as planned, but there is always room for personal growth and new learning. Just like in football, in life it is also important to understand that we cannot always control everything around us. True power lies in our ability to choose our reactions and thoughts to the challenges we encounter. When we maintain a positive attitude and focus on what we can do to improve, we can face any situation with determination and personal growth. You know, sometimes in life we are faced with challenges that seem like big mountains. Like when Anna, a girl very dedicated to her studies, received a low grade on an important school project. She became very discouraged and thought that perhaps she would not be able to improve. Her friend suggested that she give up the subject, but her grandmother, who was always wise, said, "Sometimes we have to go through hardships, but it's important to know when to hang in there and when we can avoid suffering more than necessary." Anna thought about it as she decided what to do. She knew the work hadn't turned out as she expected, but she also knew she could learn from her mistakes. Instead of giving in to sadness, she sought help from her teacher and studied more to better understand the subject. With determination and extra effort, Anna managed to improve her grades throughout the semester. She realized that although facing difficulties is part of life, knowing when to resist and when to seek help can make all the difference. The experience taught her not to give up in the face of obstacles, but also not to prolong suffering longer than necessary. Just like Anna, learning to deal with challenges helps us grow and become stronger. It is important to find a balance between facing difficulties with courage and knowing when it is time to seek support and solutions. As we reflect on the valuable lessons of ancient Roman philosophers, we realize that their words resonate through the centuries, offering timeless guidance for facing life's challenges with wisdom and grace. From humility to resilience, each teaching reminds us of the importance of cultivating not only our external abilities, but also our inner strength and understanding of the world around us. We learn that true greatness lies in modesty and action, not empty boasting. As we face adversity, we are reminded that it is through challenges that we grow and become more capable. The ability to face reality with calm and determination allows us to not only survive, but thrive, transforming obstacles into opportunities for learning and personal growth. Furthermore, the importance of trusting our own voice and discernment stands out as a vital reminder in a world often dominated by outside opinions. By choosing our own path with confidence and integrity, we discover a freedom and authenticity that leads us to a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Therefore, by applying these lessons to our daily lives, we not only strengthen ourselves individually, but we also contribute to a world where compassion, wisdom, and honesty are valued. Each step towards self-knowledge and personal growth brings us closer not only to our goals, but also to each other, building genuine connections based on mutual respect and understanding. If you feel inspired by these ideas and want to explore more about how to apply them to your own life journey, I invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. There, we share stories, reflections, and insights to help you live more purposefully and fully. Join us on this journey of discovery and growth.